Hi guys, and welcome back to Joyfully Cooking. Today's recipe is a recipe that me and my family enjoy and love so much, and is originally a Spanish recipe. Today's recipe is arroz con coco y frijoles, or in English, coconut rice and beans. Let's get started. This coconut rice or arroz con coco is a very sweet and sticky, but also creamy at the same time. We have the creaminess coming from the coconut milk, and then we have the sweetness that we have from the raisins and the sugar, and then the stickiness on how long we have the rice cooked for. So here's the ingredients that you'll need to season your rice. You'll need 2 cups of jasmine rice, and put that in your boiling water. You need 1 can of coconut milk, and you're going to put that also into our boiling pot of water. You need 1 table and a half a teaspoon of cane sugar. You need 1 teaspoon of salt. We're using pink salt. And now you want to stir all of your ingredients together so it can get thoroughly through the rice. And we're going to let that cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure you get your top to put over your pot. And make sure you're cooking on medium. Now for the frijoles, or the beans part of the dish, we're using red or kidney beans, and this combination of the beans and the coconut rice has an amazing combination together, because we have our sweet, sticky, creamy rice, and then we have our creamy and savory frijole beans. So this is the ingredients that you need for our beans. We're using red kidney beans. We're using 3 cans of those. Now to get started with our frijoles, you want to have your pot, and we're going to pour our onions in there, roughly chopped onions. And now we're going to saute our onions with some onion powder and with some garlic salt, or garlic powder and then some salt. And then we're not going to saute our onions with water or with oil. We're just going to allow our coconut milk to do the sauteing. So we're going to pour in some of our coconut milk, and then just press our onions down so they can become softened and translucent. And we're going to let it just saute in our coconut milk for a little bit till our onions become softened. Now let's check on our rice. It's becoming very bubbly, so I'm going to move the top and check on the consistency of our rice. It is still very liquidy, and we want all the liquid to boil out. So we're just going to stir it around, and we're going to continue letting it cook. And to avoid spillage, make sure you leave your top a little bit open so that it has room for air to come out, so it will not spill out. Now that our onions are softened and our coconut milk is boiling, we're going to add in our red beans now. After our rice is done, we want to remove the pot off of the hot eye, and let it cool off for a little bit. But while it's cooling off, you want to add in a half a cup of raisins. And what we do, we want to just sprinkle the raisins right in the pot. And because of the heat of the rice, it's going to allow the raisins to open up inside, open all the nutrients that's inside of the raisins and all the sweetness that's inside of the raisins, and it's going to go inside the rice. So it's even adding more of the sweetness now into the rice. Now while the rice is cooling off, let's check on our frijoles, our beans. Now we want our beans to become very soft and really marinate into this coconut creaminess that we have in here. And it's looking almost good, almost how we want it. And now just for some flavor and for some color, we're gonna add in a little bit of some chicken style seasoning. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon. And this is just for some added flavor, and it gives it a beautiful color as well. Kind of tones the brown and gives it a good color. And it also adds some savoriness to the beans, so we can enjoy the savoriness of the beans while we enjoy the sweet and creaminess of the rice. Now for garnishing our arroz con coco, our coconut rice, you want to take some parchment paper and spread out a half a cup of coconut flakes onto our parchment paper. And once you spread out your coconut flakes, you want to put it in your oven on broil for a few minutes until it gets a nice crispy brown color. And after it's all done, just garnish it with our coconut flakes. Here we have our arroz con coco y frijoles, our coconut rice and our red beans. This sweet, savory, delicious meal came together so perfectly. The creaminess of the coconut just is the theme of this meal, and it came together so great, so delicious, and the crunchiness of the coconut flakes on the top just sealed the deal. So I hope you enjoy this recipe and stay tuned for more joyfully cooking.